Hi, welcome to my craft room. Carol Gatton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I am on page 67 of our annual catalog, and when I saw this stamp set, Every Blessing, I knew I had to make it. And when I make my Christmas cards, I like to do multiples. Here I am making my card just a little bit larger than the white card, which is our standard size, and I have the dimensions there for you. Cut your gold glimmer paper just a little bit larger than the size of this framelit so that you're not wasting glimmer paper. And then after you position your largest, now bring in the second to the largest. And when you're placing that down, you're thinking about making that frame. So try to start to work that into position. But one thing important is you want to make sure that all four corners look equal before you begin to cut that out. You can now use that center for something else, and plus we have a wonderful frame. This is our typeset designer series paper, and when you're cutting this 4.5, make sure that you can read the print. You don't want it sideways or upside down. Now I am going to position my typeset designer paper onto my Misty. This is something my husband bought me for my birthday, and when you're doing multiple stamping, this is truly the way to go. The thing that's so different is you bring the stamp to your paper and then you press down the lid onto the back of that stamp and it clings to it, and then you ink it up. And I have a brand new Stays On pad. I was excited to use that because it's going to give a nice clear image. Because of the print on this typeset designer series paper, this will require you stamping this twice. So once you get this all pressed, and re-ink this then again with your Stays On. And Stays On is meant for watercoloring. It is a permanent ink, but it's not meant for working with the alcohol that I have put into my aqua painter. When you're rubbing this, you want to just rub gently. You can see I'm just using my fingers. You don't need to press real hard on this. And now let's see what we got. Wow, don't you love it? That Stays On pad did make it nice and bright. But the Memento pad is the best one to use for the alcohol ink. And I wasn't thinking about that when I started making this video, because I have alcohol in my aqua brush versus water, because water dries a little bit slower than the alcohol. I'm using my pad for my Marina Mist re-inker. Put a couple of drops in there and then just pull that out into the tray. Squeeze a little bit of your alcohol into that and work that around, and kind of decide the color you want. You don't want it to be too dark, so add a little bit more if it seems to be too dark to you. I've loaded up my brush. I have my designer paper on a scrap of paper, and I like to start off and then work into my image. And you can see there's places that you're seeing just the alcohol and you're not seeing the ink, but that's what I want. I want it to be a sky look. I don't want it to be solid. And because I wanted these shepherds to look like they are on a hilltop, I am doing kind of a rounded, maybe like a rainbow effect, just so that gives that a rounded appearance. And you're not trying to color in everything, so be careful not to overdo it. Now I've touched that staff and it did smear ever so slightly, but not that bad. Okay, I want to thank Carolyn Bennett. She has taught me how to use the Fast Fuse. She is a fellow demonstrator, and I could not master this and wanted to, and I just thank her because I love this adhesive. It's a very strong adhesive. You don't have to worry about it coming loose. It's going to stay. And so this is what I wanted to use on my card. People that I send cards to usually save them. Okay, tip that designer paper way up so that only the edge is touching that crumb cake cardstock. You're looking at both sides, at the top and at the bottom, and as soon as you get that to where it looks even, bring your left side down first. The right side is the last one that you let go of, and then press it on. I'm putting my frame over this because I want to get a feel, do I need to do anything else to that sky? And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm now going to sponge So Saffron onto my star and the outer portions of that. And So Saffron is a great color if you are into sponging, reverse masking. It is a great color. It's soft and has kind of an earthy tone to it. Gives a nice undercoat. And I'm taking my time. I'm not hurrying here. I want to now work on each one of those little spokes that are coming from the star. I want this to have a nice smooth look to it. Now that's too light in itself, so now we're going to bring in a little bit of crushed curry, but I'm tapping off, and then I'm going to squeeze my sponge in tighter so I have less of it, and now I'm working just on the star. Don't carry this all the way out. You'll defeat your purpose. Now I like a burnish look versus a sponge look, so I am now using the So Saffron, and I am going over this another time, and the purpose for that is to just give a smoother look and get rid of that grainy look that you have sometime when you're just sponging. Okay, let's put it on and see if we like it, and I do, so we're ready to move on. We also have another new adhesive, and it is called the Fine Tip Glue Pen. And this little nozzle is so tiny, and this comes out very, very slowly. And I love the way you're able to work with this. It has a lot of the feel of Crystal Effects. But one thing I've done that I shouldn't have, and that's kept going, because it continues to stream out. And so my star is got quite a bit of that in the center. And the downside of that is when you put the glitter on it, it'll make that spread a little bit, and you won't get quite as crisp of a star. So take from my mistake. This is so easy. Clean off the nozzle. I rest it on my left pointer finger. Then I'm able to get that little wire right into there, which keeps that open all the time for you. And now let's shake off the excess glitter. And I even tap mine. I want it to really make sure I have it all off. If you go to my website, there you're going to find more information on creating this card, and you can purchase all the products there. Next, I am ready to position my verse. So here again, you put your stamp onto your card, and I've got this all cut to the dimensions I need it. Then you ink it. Now, I am going to be embossing this, but I do not want my embossing to be a high raise. I just want it to add a little bit more definition. So I did not use the Versamark ink, and that's what you want to do if you want that to really raise up. I'm stamping it twice, which gives me more ink so that it will grab some of this embossing powder. And this is the crushed curry embossing powder. So sprinkle that on and make sure you shake it off really, really well. You don't want any of those granules showing up. Heat set it, and that's all there is to it. And I hope y'all can see, but this does give this verse more definition than if I had not done that. Then I am taking my pencil and making a little mark on the one end for my banner, and I'm snipping into that mark, and then just erase that mark with an artist eraser. And I got a little bit off, so let's just clean that up, girls. I want to give this a curved effect, and so I'm going to take the opposite end and I'm going to bend that back. And next I am bringing in dimensionals, and where we watercolored this designer paper, it stretched that paper slightly, so you can add a dimensional behind that star and it will raise it up ever so slightly. Next, I'm going to use my fast fuse again. And if y'all want me to do a video for y'all on how to work with this product, I'd be happy to do that. I know I love it. Okay, so we are tipping our designer paper forward towards us. We're having just the edge of that paper touch down, making sure that it's even all the way around, and we got it. I want just a drizzle of this multi-purpose adhesive on this frame, I do not want this to seep through onto my image. So if you have any little places that are a little heavier buildup, be sure to smooth those out. And now we're ready to put it together. I thought that gold frame just made this sparkle. I hope you like it. I'm adding a little bit of the multi-purpose adhesive to the back side of my banner, and I want this to have a little bit of a rounded effect, so I'm trying to achieve that. I have not tied a bow in so long. It just felt awkward. But anyway, I'm doing 2 little bows. They have 2 little bows on the card in the catalog, and I'm adding 2 little bows of the linen thread. And I love this natural look, this linen thread with the shepherds in the field. Okay, play with that until you get it just the size you want it. And then we're going to position one of the bows onto the end that is glued back. And I'm not big into using a stapler, but they used a stapler in this card, and I thought I'm going to try it. And I like it. Let me know what you think. Girls, be sure, if you like this card, be sure and leave me a note and tell me that, or click the little like button, because it's really encouraging to me when I know that you're learning from these videos. Once you get your adhesive onto your second bow, you want to just butt that right up with that knot of the first one. You'll need to hold that for just a second, and then you're ready to move on. And with my adhesive, I'm going to definitely use the Fast Fuse. It's going to be adhering onto our glimmer paper, and that takes something that's pretty strong to keep those 2 elements together. So press that down at the bow first, and then you want to press your dimensional in the center. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you, and I plan to do more videos in the near future. Thank you so much for stopping by.